The Jūni Taisen is a proxy war created to avoid the high economic, humanitarian, and environmental costs associated with wars. It's held once every 12 years between 12 of the most powerful countries in the world, with the leaders of each country staking their nation's wealth and national borders. Each country sends its deadliest mercenary to fight to the death, while the leaders of each nation gamble discreetly behind closed doors. All 12 warriors come from a family of mercenaries, and each warrior has their own backstory about why they decided to enter the tournament. One of the warriors that interested me the most was the warrior of the tiger, Aira Kanae. Her family runs a dojo which teaches their own martial arts style. Kanae was the strongest at her dojo, eventually getting good enough to defeat all 100 students back-to-back in a sparring match, at which point her father recognized her abilities and recommended her as a candidate to lead the dojo. But before he did so, he wanted to make sure that her mind was in the right place. He asked her to explain two concepts that she had learned called Bu and Michi. She explained that Bu is the power that people practice and refine, and Michi is the righteous execution of that power. Her father asked her if she could continue to pursue Michi when she leaves the dojo, that is, use the power she had learned with righteous intent, and she replied saying that she would. However, when she arrives on the battlefield and witnesses the carnage, she questions how war can possibly be seen as a righteous execution of power. She thinks that it's illogical that people have to kill each other so much and questions the value of life. She even wonders if Earth would be better off if human beings went extinct. Despite all of this, she does her duty as a soldier exceptionally well and earns a Medal of Honor. In order to forget how contradictory the world is, she starts to drink. While she's drunk, she realizes that alcohol makes her forget about all her problems and it makes her feel more like an animal than a human being. So, she decides to start acting like one. Literally, she goes into battle drunk, takes a fighting stance on all fours, and murders everyone in sight. And ironically, she gets awarded even more praise than when she had taken her job seriously. When she goes back home to her father after the war, he immediately kicks her out of the dojo. He asks her if that was the path that she had chosen to follow, and she tells him that she completely forgot about following a path. She decided to stop thinking altogether because it made things easier and made other people happier. Disgusted with her, he told her never to come back again. So in the end, Kanae completely gave up her humanity in order to fulfill her duties as a soldier. Later on in one of her battles, she faces an ambush and she meets a future warrior of the 12 who leaped in to save her, thinking that she was a civilian drugged to act as a decoy. After seeing him slaughter an entire army squadron without hesitation to save her, she asks him a question. She asks him, "You do the right thing, but how do you do it? Without fear, without mistakes? Is it possible to just do the right thing?" He said that he'd never given it any thought before, but decides to answer her question.
1. まず、正しいことをしようとするだろう。2. 次に、正しいことをする。以上だ。
And that doesn't help her. She's completely confused by what he says and thinks that he oversimplified his answer because he thought that she was a child. She thinks that if it were actually that easy, then she wouldn't be suffering for as long as she has been. That makes her realize that she's actually still suffering and that alcohol didn't solve her problem. He then goes on to explain.
つまり、正しいことというのは、しようと思わなければできないということなのだがね。人はなんとなく間違う。流れに沿って悪へと落ちる。理由もなく、思想もなく、思い切りもなく、気づいた時には当たり前のように道を誤るものだ。
道を。
しかしね、それに相反して気づかないうちに正しいことをしていたとか、いつの間にか善行を働いていたとか、うっかりいいことをしていたとか、そういうことはない。絶対にない。意志がなくては正しさはない。正しい行動には正しい意志が不可欠なのだ。正しいことはしようと思わなければできない。もし君が正しいことができなくて苦しんでいるのだとすれば、それは君が正しいことをしようと思っていないからだ。正しいことをしなくていい理由はいくらでもある。迷う材料は山ほどあるし、不安材料も売るほどある。人のせいにするのもいいし、社会のせいにするのもいいだろう。時代のせいにだって運のせいにだってできる。だが、正しいことをしていない人間は、できないのではなく、やらないだけだということを自認すべきだがね。 君も全く無理に正しいことをしなくていいが、それはできないわけではなく、やらないことを選んだのだということを夢忘れぬことだ。正しきものは皆、1、すると決めて、2、する。きちんと段階を踏むことだ。1の段階にいながらにして2を悩むのは愚の骨頂だがね。
Ox's words changed her, making her want to become somebody who is worthy of his acknowledgement. After hearing his words, it was like she had a goal for the first time in her life. It wasn't like when she had blindly followed her father's path, or when she had strayed from it. This was like a completely different experience to her. She said that she might never really know what the right thing to do is, or the real reason to fight, but what mattered was that for the first time, she consciously tried to make the right decision. So she decides to start re-examining things that she had stopped thinking about, and she tries to rediscover herself. Eventually, she hears about the Jūni Taisen from one of her dojo mates and decides to join the battle so that she can meet again with the warrior of the ox who gave meaning to her life. Tiger is someone who is raised to act like a good person, but ends up losing her way when she goes off into the real world and realizes that being good is ambiguous. She completely loses her mind and decides to stop thinking so that she could stop suffering. She stopped trying because it became too difficult to do so. Ox tells her that the first and most important step to alleviating her suffering is to try. He even mentions that she shouldn't psych herself out by worrying about the second step, taking action. You first have to try to actually end up achieving anything. That might seem really obvious at first, but what if you take that lesson and apply it to other areas of your life where you're not as motivated? Areas where you don't put in effort because it's uncomfortable, scary, or too complicated. You might notice that your lack of action is actually holding you back and causing you problems. It might even make you feel miserable. You have to realize that the only way to fix those problems and feel less miserable is to start putting in the effort to do so. This lesson can even apply to areas of your life that you take great pride in and care about deeply. If you aren't seeing success and are miserable because of it, remember that diligence and effort are the only ways to escape that feeling. Like Tiger, it's possible that you won't even be aware that you've stopped trying. Like Ox said, you might blame your failures on everyone and everything but yourself. So, to avoid doing that, you have to constantly check in with yourself and make sure that you're putting in your best effort. Ox's words are a good mantra to have in your head. Anytime you feel yourself slipping and doing things that are deleterious and lead to your failure, remind yourself that to achieve your desired result, you have to try, because results come from action and action requires conscious effort. Without conscious effort, nothing happens. So, you might not know how to succeed and you might have lost your motive, but you still have to try. You have to try in every aspect of your life. So, if you happen to be like Ira and you've lost your way, strive to become more like the warrior of the tiger and go back and try again.